All three ladies. Oh, God, we live.
Hey, once again, it's on.
I didn't know. I can see it on my phone.
Once again, it's on.
I guess we start then chapter 2
Got it.
after the trumpets going.
Got it.
All right. Shalom. We're going to start off with the trumpet. All right.
Alright. You only blow the trumpet right when Raza Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Badash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, taught us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, to the men that died on the work of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, to the shed of us first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer. He's come to deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. All right, it's the Church of Philadelphia once again on the highways and hedges, coming to prophesy, the downfall of America, aka Babylon, aka Sodom and Egypt, And we want to go start. We're going to start off, Lord, it's going to Daniel, the second chapter, when Nebuchadnezzar had that dream, and it was basically because he was the head of gold, which is like gold is a precious metal. It's also strong as well, and also like all the different metals that the statue broke down, all the way from back to that time to where this kingdom was set up in 1776, basically. That's the start of this Babylon, the daughter of Babylon. We're going back into the time. This is the second year, I believe.
Come.
The second year of Nebuchadnezzar, which that was 604 BCE. All right, which BCE is before Common Era. Some people say BC, but BCE is before Common Era. When Yahweh Shah came on the scene, that's when it became the Common Era, AD, Adult Dominion. All right, but that was a Common Era. They say sometimes they say CE as well. But you got a lot of people talking about BC is before Christ, then AD is after death, and all that. No, you don't know what you're talking about. When they clearly all these religions that you practice here in Babylon today all came out of the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church. When you go into the Renaissance, not the Renaissance, but when Rome was in power, Yahweh Shah came to loose the veils off all the seals, show us what was going to happen in the last time. But when Rome came to power, that's when you see all the different religions came out that rulership.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 1.
And you gotta understand, we're talking about Nebuchadnezzar, right? So he ruled from 605, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he ruled from 605 BCE to 562 BCE. That was his whole rulership. So now we're coming into his second year, which is 604 BCE. All right, what you got, bro? That's the time frame that we're talking about right now when we're reading out of Daniel, the second chapter.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 1. And in the second year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar,
That's 604 BCE.
Nebuchadnezzar dreamed dreams, wherewith his spirit was troubled.
Yeah, yo, and that's how I know that the Lord gave the heathens dreams as well. You know, how you think that Alexander the Greek, how you think that he knew that he was going to become that ruler? The Lord gave him a vision, a dream, man, to let him know. You know, just like with these people here, and they're having dreams now on their beds. They're having dreams pursuing the book of what, Joel? It says he's going to pour his spirit out on all flesh. He's doing that now, so these people sin and downfall of their kingdom, and they're seeing the uprising of ours, but they just don't know how to handle it. And now here we are in 2025, where all these prophecies and the scriptures is made manifest and made known. So if it wasn't made known to you and you don't get it, then the Lord is not doing it. So on that level, you're not part of the elect. You know? All these years you went to church and everything like that, you still haven't learned nothing. You still don't know who the Chaldeans are. You still don't know that you're an Israelite. You still don't know the name of the Lord. And we can go through time frames, and they don't teach you dates in the churches. They don't teach you none of that, man. They just teach a bunch of witchcraft, man, rhetoric, man. A bunch of BS, man. That's all they teach, man. You know?
Just to land back on the brother, they not only having dreams, they having nightmares.
Right, just like
they waking up in cold sweat.
That's right, that's right,
you know what I mean? They waking up shaking.
Yo,
Hey.
what's that song? Back down. This, what you gonna do? Put you back around.
Yeah.
that child little punk ass shit.
Out loud, yeah.
Yo, that's his song, man. They have nightmares like that.
Yeah. Hey, and they be having them daydreams too.
Right.
That's why the Lord's got them all in confusion.
That's right.
All. You know? It says, and his sleep break from him. Then the king commanded to call the magicians.
See, like what you said, they couldn't sleep, right?
Right.
So that's the same thing right now. So you think that, and this is the Babylonian Empire. We're talking 604 BCE, right? Now it's what, 2025. They having them same like night, because now it's this was the beginning of it with the statue, right? Now we're at the end, the feet of it. All right, so they definitely having them nightmares. They can't sleep at night at all. That's why I tell you, man, they're trying to bring all these grievous laws. What you call them?
Draconian
laws and everything. That's why they're doing that, man. But they having those dreams, but it says order them. That's what it says. No. They can write grievances on their bed.
Oh, that's so. Isaiah.
Right. It says, then the king commanded to call the magicians and the astrologers and the sorcerers and the Chaldeans to show the king his dreams.
That's right. That's what they're doing now, man. You know, they have advisors, man. And if you're one of the closest people to the president, it's a red book. I believe it's in the Oval Office, and it's full of prophecies from the scriptures. It's full of prophecies, and they got the little. Like the brother just read, the sorcerers and all that, they try to combat because it's his power on the left hand side, and his power on the right hand side. You know, but the right hand side is the power of all powers, and that's the power. And this is a good example of that right there, because the power on the left hand side, they was like, "Oh, just tell me your dream." But they always say that if you go to like these sorcerers here in Babylon, you know, and I've made a mistake of that when I was in the world. I knew better. Even coming up in the Christian church, it's like, you don't support to deal with those type of people. But the chicks,
You got a psychic reading out?
Yeah, she was like, yo, just let me read your card. I was like, because I ain't believe in that bullshit. I was like, man, whatever. I said it's gonna be some bullshit. I sat down, I was like, oh shit. This is really witchcraft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit exists, man. You know, that's why he called all the sorcerers and all that, because he was working with that power on the left hand side to try to make it, because he thought that was over the power of Yahweh, man.
Right.
You know, that's why we're gonna keep it quick.
Hey, and Shalom Magan,
Shalom
beautiful
Magan.
brother
Hey,
Magan in the building. It says, for to show the king his dreams.
How was that cheese steak, brother?
So they came and stood before the king, and the king said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Then spake the Chaldeans to the king in Syria, O king.
So they spoke in their language. And that's how you know they ain't speak the same language, man. Because Daniel, I'm going to tell you the names of the three holy children, but we're going to use the names that everybody knows: Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And Daniel's name was Belshazzar. So that was in the language that they spoke, man, that Babylonian, that was still Syriac, right?
Yeah, let's look at
it. That's the language that they spoke, but their names was changed from their Hebrew names to the Babylonian when they went to got exiled into that captivity. Look it up, brother.
Yeah, kind of. Nah, I believe it's like the Aramaic.
Yeah. But their names was changed from the Hebrew to their language. It's like here in Babylon now, when we first came over here, our ancestors, they all had what? Hebrew names. That's crazy that the boss is going to be a butterfly. And the butterfly represents change, man. God damn. It's going down today.
Yeah.
Jeez. But like, yo, they should glimpse of this in that movie Roots. It's like, oh, my name Kunta Kinte again. Oh, your name is Toby. They changed the name. Now, even Yahweh Shah changed song, man.
The prayer of the holy children.
Yeah, concept. That's why you're in the prophet. And you don't know it. And that's the same time.
Yep.
Daniel prophesied. Well,
Aramaic.
Yep. So this book was the book of Daniel was written to Daniel was on the scene between 620 AD, it's like 620 BCE, and he perished around 540 BCE. So this is the time frame of what we're reading, and the time frame of the life of the prophet Daniel, man.
It says, then spake the Chaldeans to the king in Syria, O king, live forever. Tell thy servants the dream, and we will show the interpretation.
And they was trying to be facetious. Oh, tell us the dream, king. And we'll tell you the interpretation. You know? But if you really, if you're in tune, it's supposed to be that guy, and the Lord is dealing with you, so that, like the Lord do everybody's purposes. This is showing you. This is before Yahweh Shah came as Yahweh Shah. This is before he was on the scene. He came way after this. All right, this is around the time when Daniel was given the authority to seal the book, the prophecies, so that they would be revealed in the latter times. And the latter times is when Yahweh Shah came on the scene. And now we're in the latter of the latter times. You know, the regeneration that we follow after Yahweh Shah again, the prophecy's already been unsealed from him, so we're able to get it back. Because he told us he told us that over 2,000 years ago. Lord's willing to be a part of that number that we was walking with him. You know, and he came and taught a lot of people. He was after his men, his elect. All right, that was the main mission. That was the goal. Come after your elect in your 1/3, so that they believe and tell the mission. Get a prophecy from old all the way to the end. That's why he's Alpha and Omega. All right, the beginning and the end. And he came at the end of what? In the Roman captivity, which was the start of Esau's ending. You know? You got it, bro.
The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me.
So the dream, it was gone from him. So he like, yo, you know how you have a dream? And somebody like, yo, I had this dream that's really bugging you out, but you can't get, you like, oh shit, because it's really messing with your mind. So you might have a little glimpses, but it's bugging you out so much. You like, no, I ain't going to. That's why he called for them to come in, you know? And these were what Chaldeans, the Babylonians, they was riding with them. So these were heathens, man. But they were wise men, because you do have wise men in every community, man. You know?
Hey.
The Lord sets it up.
Yeah, and there's been, plenty of times people told me, yeah, I had this crazy dream, but I can't remember it. Yeah, so that happens. It says, the king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces.
See that, yo, he said, if you don't let be known the dream with the interpretation, cut you in pieces.
Right.
That's crazy. Because he's going to know that you're full of shit. You know? You don't know that. That's why, why you think that these other Israelite camps and everything, Esau know that they full of shit. But they already sold out.
Right.
I think they really on the men that follow the doctrine of Great Millstone. That's underneath of that umbrella. Because they know, though, them dudes is not lying. They're not lying. They're telling the truth. And they're saying some stuff that, regular people don't know, but they know it because it's coming out that book, man. You know, that's what I mean by the seals was broken, man. Yahweh Shah came to release the seals, man. Yeah. Teach our people, man. You know, but it's stuff with Daniel. How the hell could the Lord, like, that's how you know the Lord was dealing with Daniel. Because he gave him that. He told he told him another man's dream. And he's a king, man. Right. And when he was a captive of the tribe of Judah. Daniel was from the tribe of Judah, Yahweh. All right? It's like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It tells you too. It says when they went, well, it'll get into it, but it says when they started going to slaughter the people and all that, he was like, yo, we found one from the captive of the captives of Judah. Meaning what? It was in slavery. You know? Because that's going into what? The different captivities that we were in, man. Even to this day, man, we're in captivity.
And it says, the thing is gone from me. If ye will not make known unto me the dream with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill.
Dang.
But if ye show the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and the interpretation thereof.
Right. So they asked him, show us the dream and the interpretation thereof, because all the Magites and the magicians and the astrologers and stuff, they couldn't, they were working on the left-hand side to interpret certain things to the king. But really, this is prophecy. Everybody don't have the spirit of prophecy. You got false prophets. You got false leaders. You got leaders that'll cause false miracles in these times that we're living in. Through the way of technology, through the way of their philosophies, right? But the Lord has his men out here right now that's prophesying about the dark sayings of the scriptures. Because the majority of the people don't have the full dark sayings of the scriptures. That's why there's a lot of stumbling blocks. And that's heavy. Because that's spiritual. The Lord got to deal with you. He got to supple with you spiritually to understand, the dark sayings of the scriptures, man. To break it down to the people. But that's all spiritual at the end of the day. And now what they're still doing is causing these little witchcraft and the sorceries through their social media. But you see how people are seeing through it now. right? Like it's being exposed. You know, because what through this word that the brother made. I think he did a lesson. Basically, when we speak, when we declare the words of the Lord, it's bringing down strongholds. It how can you put it? It breaks down all the lies that were spoken of. Like the motherfucker from the yellow from Wizard of Oz. You know, eventually as people continue walking on that road, they're gonna see who the enemy is. You know, these words is bringing down strongholds. Because everything is being exposed. You know? Everything is coming to light. You know?
Hey, and when you read through this, it clearly shows that typically what happens is someone would tell you their dream and then they would interpret it. This is another level because the king said, tell me what I dreamed and the interpretation thereof. That's why they kept saying, well, tell us the dream.
But they know they was full of shit.
Right.
So
Or that was the easier part, right? The easy part is interpreting what somebody is telling you. Just like when psychic readers say, let me see your palm.
Exactly.
Or let me pull out this tarot card, right? The next level is, can you really, or is the Lord actually dealing with you? Is a higher power actually dealing with you?
Exactly. Just like the prophet Elijah. Remember when he called the fire down, right? And he told those niggas, he's like, yo, man, soak your wood. No, matter of fact, he said, soak mine. But he made sure that theirs was super dry. Don't put nothing on it. Make sure it's extra dry. He'll call him. He was laughing at him. You know? And that's like the brother said, that's why they like the interpretation is like, well, tell us the dream. So now what they was going to do was try to appease the king. The king wasn't trying to be appeased, because it fucked his head up that much.
Right.
So he wants a man that's like, yo, just tell me the truth. I know if you can tell me this dream, you're going to tell me the truth.
Right.
You know?
Because he said the thing is gone from me.
Exactly.
But if you're able to tell it to me, then I'll remember.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's what I dreamed.
Exactly.
And now here's the interpretation thereof.
That's right. That's the Lord showing his power.
Right.
And he's the king. And you're a captain. You know, but wow, keep going, brother.
It says, let me go back to 6 though. But if ye show the dream and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards and great honor. Therefore, show me the dream and the interpretation thereof.
They wanted that, but Daniel ain't wanted that shit.
Well, they answered again and said, let the king tell his servants the dream,
So the king told his
and we will show the interpretation of it. So it shows that there's a different level of power. There's levels to this. Yeah, different levels
to this shit.
Right. The king answered and said,
right, and that's why even in if I make in Isaiah, I believe it's in the 14th chapter, where it speaks about how their enchantments, they shall be weary in their enchantments and their sorceries.
That's what them niggas was.
All right.
Yeah, because listen, nowadays, how the Lord got us set up like Daniel to prophesy some things
right,
that these people don't believe in or haven't seen. We're enchanting this place down,
right,
you know, but now it's manifesting, you
right,
know, and chanting it down, you know,
right,
but they're seeing it.
right.
That's when the scripture said, then shall they know that the prophet shall be among you.
Yeah,
Because then they're going to know, like, oh, yeah, those were the men, whatever.
hey, and think about it too. The Lord has blessed us with the spirit to read spirits of people when they come up here, right? And they slither up here. We already know sometimes if someone is humble, right? Or if someone is full of shit and they just trying to cause controversy, right?
Yo, you know the king knew that. So
Right.
I was like, yo, you tell me what I do.
Right.
You know,
Right.
But the Lord took it from me, so he wouldn't be known. You got it, brother.
The king answered and said, I know of a certainty that ye would gain the time because ye see the thing is gone from me. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So they just trying to bid time to get the king to try
Because
to,
he knew what he said.
right, or get him
Put us
to
in pieces.
try to, all right, let me see if I can remember.
Yeah,
You being slick.
Now they
Yeah.
try to throw their little twist in there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what it means, king. You're going to live forever. You know what I mean? Ass kisses, man.
It says, but if ye will not make known unto me the dream there is but one decree for you.
Mm.
For ye have prepared lying and corrupt words to speak before me, till the time be changed. Therefore, tell me the dream, and I shall know that ye can show me the interpretation thereof.
Yeah, so if you tell him, that's what he said. Like, you tell me what I dreamed, I know you're telling me the truth.
Yeah.
Now I know you're going to tell me the right thing. You're not
Right.
just trying to please. And go, because he did some bullshit after this, man. Even after, you know, Daniel told him and all that, Daniel's a righteous man. But he's trying to make it seem like he was going to last forever. That's why that was the importance of why he built that whole golden statue. Once you go into the third chapter, it's telling you that's why Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was going into that fiery furnace. So look at the boy called. She probably Muslim. But look at the staff like Moses, all white garment, sitting at the plus line. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
That's good. Right.
And he towards the east. That's towards the east. That's crazy. I'm sitting there. Right?
It says, and verse 10, there you go. It's going to show kind of what we were talking about before, that there's different levels. And what the magi's and sorcerers usually get is the telling of the dream, and then they give the interpretation. So it says, verse 10, the Chaldeans answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon earth
See that?
that can show the king's matter. So they're going to tie it in. They
There's
said,
not a man upon earth.
because that's not what they used to. They used to get told the dream.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's how he knows. That's the difference between those sorcerers. They just want a little bit, like when you go to them fucking farm reading places, like Miss Clear, they go, I want to just tell you something about your ancestors.
You're right.
Then they try to play up that shit.
Yeah. Because they get information.
Yeah, exactly. But which they do have, because that's what demon means. The word demons means intelligence. So they do have intelligence on the left-hand side. You tell them certain things, they might get one thing on, oh, yeah, then they get everything else wrong. You're like, oh, shit. But it's just that they play up the ghost of the
Yeah.
like this, that's why we say, man, we have spiritual warfare. You know? And this is proof right here with them. Our ancestors, they was well in tune. They ate better. You know? It wasn't all this different chemicals and all that and everything in the air and all that, man. You know? But the Lord has ordained all these things for the latter times. This is like that, man. You know? Even still today, he said we was going to eat our break of fire among the heathen, but we're still out here prophesying. You know? The truth. That's heavy right there.
Wow.
It's not oh shit. I think I put on Do Not Disturb. Shit, good. It is. There it is. Shalom. You know we ain't listening to
It says, the Chaldeans answered before the king and said, there is not a man upon the earth that can show the king's matter. Therefore, there is no king, lord, or ruler that asks such things at any magician or astrologer or Chaldean.
So
Again, going back to it.
Yeah, he started playing like, yo, king, what type Thomas you are? Yeah, he said, ain't no king that's going to ask no questions like that.
Right.
Because they know. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Hey.
That's heavy. And that's it. And that lets you know that the Lord shut them down. The power on the left-hand side, and it's being shut down once again, man. You know? And this time right here.
Well, it showed that the Lord's power,
That's right.
because he used Daniel to
That's
show
right.
them the different levels
That's
of this
right,
thing.
bro. That's right.
Because
That's right.
that's not been asked before, to someone to show them what someone dreamed.
Exactly.
Again, they go off the interpretation.
And that's the king. No, you told me what I dreamed.
Right.
And if you tell me right, then but go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Hey, it's going to keep going with that, though.
Yeah.
It says, and it is a rare thing,
That's good.
again, that the king requireth and there is none other that can show it before the king, except the gods whose dwelling is not with flesh.
See that? Yo, so
You see what I'm saying?
that's what I'm talking about. Gods, right? Dwelling is not with flesh. That's the point I wanted. Get that in our song.
I think I just
You're God,
oh, so it's true. Right, right. So I got to do something. It's about so
because that's crazy. Because he was basic. And now he's such a God. No, but yo, that's right there. So when they said that, the Lord made them say that. He said the gods whose dwelling is not with the flesh, right? Which basically said Allah, Allahayim. That's what he said, Allahayim, the Allahayim, the gods. You know, that's why I said that's what the word means. Allahayim means God. Allah means God, right? And he's like, yo, the gods, man. That's why the Lord said this. You are gods, but you won't die like me. And it tells you that in the beginning in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning was the powers, the Allahayim, right? The gods, the powers. All right? It wasn't just God, because they think, oh, God, no, God don't get off his throne, man. Yahweh don't got to get off his throne for nothing. All you do is sing orders, man. That's the ultimate king. That's why he was able to give the insight to Daniel so he could tell this king his dream. They're like, only the gods can do it. So they're letting you know, yo, we're not gods, man. You know? All the sorcery and witchcraft we got, we're not gods. Ain't no power with them.
well, this is in the NLT, in the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 7. It says, but you will die like mere mortals, and fall like every other ruler.
Damn. That was it, no, too.
That was in the NLT. Psalms in the KJV, chapter 82, verse 6. It says, I have said, you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Right, so he's talking about us, the sons of God, the sons of power, the sons of Yahweh. That's what we are known as before we were Israelites. You know? You got it, baby.
It says, but ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes.
Right, so we're going to fall. That's what he has. You know? But that's what I want to try that in, because yo, that's basically what you're saying there, yo, the gods. You know? So what they're saying is the gods that they worship, the ones that they built with their hands. That's why Nebuchadnezzar built that statue up of all gold over there, man. And between his time of rule. So crazy that he built up a whole golden statue and told you going to worship. When you hear this play and this play and that play and this play and that play, your ass better be bowing down to this God, our gods. That's why Jeremiah was so happy, man. You know, he told you you're going to go to these places and see all these different gods and everything. Even here, look at how people celebrating and worshiping all these different gods. There's nothing new under the sun, man. You know? It's like the prophets is out here. They searching for the prophets, man. That whole thing with that dude with Trump situation and all that. That's just to furthermore bring heat down on the prophets in the ministry and the doctrine, man. You know, to get us off the streets.
Right.
That's all means. They don't care. It's by all means, man. They put their own people down just to get to us, man. You know?
Right. But that's showing me You know, where the scriptures say, go to them that go to Egypt for help. You know, Isaiah 31, they're going down to Egypt for help, which is referring to as what? Their gods, their power. They're referring as this government, as their God, their power to help them in time of trouble.
Ah. And this is their little slick plan, because they keep saying this. Oh, this person was radicalized. Oh, this person was listening to hate speech. Oh, this person. So now they're coming after the different platforms, right? Like YouTube, Discord, all the other platforms. They're saying we're going to blame it on the platform. So what's that going to happen? Now the platform's going to be shut down.
Yup.
Because they're claiming that these things are making people do this and do that. That's just a setup
The devil made me do it.
right, to get the men of the Lord off these platforms,
Yup.
which lets you know that famine of the word is here.
And that's great. That's a heavy point, bro. Because with the one that dude's last words was gang violence. Pop! And he got hit. I was like, oh shit. The Lord allowed that to happen. That's significant. Because y'all the real gang. And that's your gang killed you. You know? They the ones behind all that. And that's why I said bring that out. Because they always gonna accuse us of everything. Yo, they the ones doing this. No, y'all the ones that's wicked. Y'all the ones that's causing all the violence, and y'all been doing it. And now you're being exposed because your power was in your secrecy.
Right.
Where you could just sit there and be like, see those guys, they go, but you're the ones behind all that. But now once the truth starts getting brought to the light, now y'all want us to, y'all kill each other, man. Just to blame it on us.
Right. Well, they control the message.
Exactly.
Because the message we got back in the day was from the newspapers and the news on TV.
Right.
But now this World Wide Web has allowed many people to talk,
Right. You know what,
right? So they can't stop it.
Look up who owns all the media. Just all the media platforms. All the news platforms. I think it's one of the Robson, if I'm not mistaken. And I know it's only one man, but I know when you go overseas,
There's 6 families.
but over here it's one that controls all the media in America. That's why they all got their own.
Yeah, we know it's the elites,
Yeah,
right?
they
Because
got their own agenda.
even the politicians take the orders from the
Exactly.
elites.
And we went to that word, which means what? Selfish. You know, they want it all. You're a politician, you ain't right.
Right, because that's why they don't show before. You know, they want to create the narrative on the media to make themselves look good or hide behind the screen and use politicians as a face of the puppet to talk to the people about the corruptness that's going on. When we out here actually telling the truth. They show you that even in the movies. You know, predictive programming. You know, when society collapses, then you got this white man on the screen telling everybody what's going on. You never seen this nigga before. You know? That's how they're going to bring their Negro in. You know, but order out of chaos. You know?
And also that whole thing with that dude, that's gonna start a bunch of baseball.
Well, you see all the riots that's going on now. Italy, Australia, Piga. I did a rescue the other day. Within the last 3-4 days, there's been mass protests that's been intensifying over immigration and anti-government. You know, so what? The scriptures tell you that they say, they shall not regard their kings nor their princes. You know? So the people is not going to regard their kings and princes real soon. And right now, you got the sun out, people walking, going to school, going to work. While we out here telling you, like, yo, all hell is about to break loose. Well, the Lord said that.
Y'all got this recent reference.
Yeah.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." You know? That's what you said. People starting to run down on the city. They're looking at the government like, yo, they've been lying to us all this time. You starting to see hate turn to the new niggas. I believe if you go to Deuteronomy 37, 11%, you know, because he is turning to the new niggas, man. The roles have been switched.
Trading places.
Oh, yeah, the roles have been
Trading
switched. So now y'all had all the money and everything, and the survive off of this and this and that. We was in there struggling off of, our parents and everything didn't have money barely to make ends meet throughout the week and everything. But now y'all starting to feel that same effect. So now where's it at? So you got all this tension, and that's the whole strategy of your enemy, man. They want to create the tension and the problems and everything, so you'll be begging on them to come try to bring a solution. No.
Right.
Why would you run to somebody that created the problem? That's crazy. You know, that's why you cry out to Yahweh Bashem outside. Bashem outside. He created all things. That's right. He's the only one that can take it away. Bring that out real quick.
Wow. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30. In verse 7, it says, "And the Lord, thy God, Yahweh, will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee.
Right.
And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord Yahweh, and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day."
That's right, man. And that's we starting to see that. You know, you ain't never heard about this many Edomites complaining about what's happening. Their injustices. Yo, you know, you got a lot of them. It's G. You know, they just look like Edomites. But you got actual Edomites, so they're losing. And they see their kingdom falling. And there's nothing they can do about it. It stops and everything. You got experts with all that. They see this shit. That's why they committing suicide and all that.
Right.
Yeah, man.
You know, and that's on the all-time high in the Edomite community. That's what they like to do, abandon shit. But they saw they did. You know, we had to fight. We had to go through all this struggle all these years, and this oppression for what? For our learning, for our understanding. You know, because we turned our backs, so that's to let us know that we have a savior, we have a salvation. Y'all don't. Who's coming to save your kingdom? He's coming to take it away from you, man.
All right.
You know.
This fall is fast.
Right. That's the significance
Yeah.
of what we're reading.
Yeah.
You know?
And it didn't have that the media thing. They done twisted it all up
Yeah.
and said it's a conspiracy theory if you think that.
Yeah.
They own all the
The
media.
whole thing is they want to come for us.
Yeah.
They're not worried about you niggas posting all that. No, they don't care about you. They're looking for the men that's out here on the streets teaching.
But we know what nation controls the media. It ain't us.
Did they say that, John?
Huh?
Did they say that?
Yeah, well, it said, like the brother was saying, 6 corporations.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, it's the
But-
families. That's
Yeah,
the top
but,
banking family.
yeah, but who are the, and what nationality are they?
Yeah, Edomites.
Right,
More than what? Joel 9:24.
right.
The earth is given us in the hands of the
Hey.
people. They don't want to control that. That's like we just read in what? Deuteronomy 30 and 7. You know, the Lord going to take all those curses off us. Put it on them. What's the curses? Deuteronomy 28 starting at verse 16 all the way to 68. You know? That's all the curses right there that we're under right now.
Right.
And those curses are coming to you, Esau. You know? Everything. You're going back to your natural state, the natural state. You had to hump for that.
Right. He said, yeah.
Fucking keep coming.
So they back.
Yeah, they
showing
back.
You, that's showing you family.
Yeah, like that.
That's what they represent.
Yeah.
Came on me twice already.
Wow.
That just reminded me of Joseph.
Oh.
7.
I was crazy.
But no, because you said it represented family. Remember, he had 7 years of family, so 7 years of plenty is supposed and then 7 years of family.
Right.
So that's like
that dream.
two
And that's
terms,
another
well,
dream.
wisdom and knowledge. The two represents.
But yo, that's crazy. That's another dream that another king had. That Joseph did. Come on, man. You can't front on the Israelites, man. You know? Joseph broke down Pharaohs, then you broke down Nebuchadnezzar. You know?
And what happened each time that happened? The king lifted them up,
Exactly.
right?
The
Put them in
that
command.
translate. That's right. That's right, brother. That's right. Score that.
It says,
Oh, dang.
yeah. Kind of. For this cause the king was angry and very furious. Let me go back to 11. And it is a rare thing that the king requireth. There is none other that can show it before the king, except the gods whose dwelling is not with flesh. For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon.
Dang.
And
Yo,
the
what does it say? Yo, then it say he's going to destroy all the wise going to eat them. This is when he preaches something. You know? This is when he preaches something. He was the king of the king of Babylon to do that at that time. Now this time he's going to take it from your mind. You ain't going to be wise like that. You know, your witchcraft and all that. But you do have wise men. You know, they know some stuff. It was given to them.
Yeah.
And look at when you read about the story about you know, with Mordecai, with Haman, how he was destroyed. With their devices that they imagine against us, it shall not prosper. You know, so we're not worried about, and that's why the scriptures tell you, you're not ignorant of his devices. You know, we're not ignorant. And in MLT, I believe it says, we're not ignorant of his evil schemes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, showing the process of how they're trying to implement, you know, these things. And that's why we watch it, we're praying, we're looking for current events to filter it out to the scriptures. To warn the people, like, yo, listen, this is what's going on. But they're going to try to reverse it. You know, oh, these black men, the Hispanics, you know, the T's, if you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know, anti whatever, but it's all right, bro. You know.
It says, and the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain.
And yo, you see that? Yo, that's telling you right there how much power the king got. But they're making decrees now to come down on us, man.
Right.
You know, so it's nothing new under the sun. So we know this.
Right.
So that decree was made back then, and that's because the Chaldeans fucked up because they couldn't tell the king his dream. You know, because Daniel wasn't in the chambers when all this went down. You know, they had to come. I think the dude's name started with Ashton something. The one that was given charge to go slaughter all the wise men of Babylon. He was like a top dog to the king.
Arioch?
Yeah, yep. That's it. And Daniel, he talked to him, man. You got it, bro.
All right. And it says, and the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain. Then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. He answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain.
That shows you too. That shows you right there that Daniel was considered a wise man of Babylon, and he was a slave. You know, that's why they came to them. They came to the Israelites too, not just the heathens, because you had the wise men that was here, the Babylonians, and those people. But then they came to the Israelites because they had wise men as well. Man. And that right there, that shows you. Why would they come to Daniel and if they didn't consider him to be wise?
Yeah.
son to govern.
After this, but he was already. Daniel had some sense. You know that he was different.
Right.
You know.
They knew he was a prophet.
Shalom. Shalom.
Says, then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. He answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel.
He was mad. That dream was really fucking with him. And that's how you know, like the Lord is bad. Like, for him to give a man a thought, a dream, and that's the king, man. A heathen king that make him mad. He came at his own people to slaughter them. All his wise men too. And they got slaughtered. But guess who was saved? Got it, bro.
It says, he answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain, why is the decree so hasty from the king? Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel. Then Daniel went in and desired of the king that he would give him time and that he would show the king the interpretation.
See that? He ain't even say, he ain't asked him what he dreamed, none of that. He said, yo, just give me a little time. I got you. I'll be back with the answer to you. Yeah. But the Chaldeans, well, just tell us the dream, king. And then we can give it into him. Daniel ain't do none of that. Why? Because he feel Yahweh Shem saying. Yeah. You know who he's working with.
Hey, and Daniel knew what he was going to do. He was going to pray to Yahweh Shem for that insight.
That's
right? And he was confident because he had faith and trust in Yahweh Shem. So he knew through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy, Yahweh Shem, that he was going to be able to do that.
That's right.
He had that type of confidence.
That's right, yeah. And that's what we got to have in these up and coming times.
Wow.
You gotta have that confidence that the Lord is dealing with you to bring you out of this thing.
God.
If you start doubting, hey man, look what happened with Peter. He is a man of the Lord. He is a man of the Lord.
Right.
As soon as he started down, he started sinking. How he had to crawl out to the outside, which his name means he is the deliverer. He's the savior. He's safe. Put his hand down, pulled him up out there with him.
Right.
But you gotta have that same guy. He had to have that confidence when he seen how was start doing it. I hop out boldly on the water. And it's all because he kept his eye on the prize, man. As soon as he turned away from it, with all those tempests and all that, that's when he began to sink. You know, we're going to go through the same thing physically, man. We ain't going to know when your next month, like yo, you're going to be a fugitive on the run, man.
All right.
That's just exactly how it's going down. They're going to be fugitives on the run.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. They're turning the narrative, change. Oh, well, Bible's going to be banned. Everything that we do, they're going to ban to make us become fugitives. And you niggas is going to listen to it. Look at how violent they are. They was out here doing this and this and that. But they already got some people got it. Well, they think they have an idea. They think we're violent because they set those men up. They set up niggas to come into the fold, man.
Right.
You know?
And if you think about it, since the 1969 up till now, the men of the Lord have been the most peaceful, true men of the Lord, have been the most peaceful and the most knowledgeable people on this planet. Foretelling you, because the Lord put that spirit on us. Lord willing, we be at that number.
Look like
but look at any other religion. Catholic. What are they known for? Molesting little boys. Right? Christianity, what are they known for? Breaking up homes, the pastor ripping people off. Right? Hey. So let's really take it for what it really is. But our people are so deaf, dumb, and blind that they're gonna believe a lie.
We don't own the rights to this music.
Right.
Don't hit us with no copyright. We're not playing it.
But we've been public enemy number one for this truth, for truth's sake. Because the truth is coming out. Because we lifting up the skirt of the evil one, of the sons of the wicked, of Esau Edom, and letting you know his downfall is here. It's not coming, it's here. And that's what you're so mad about. Hey, but the Lord told us you got a perpetual hatred for us. Just like with Jacob and Esau. He said, when my father dies, I will slay my brother.
Yeah. That's his mentality.
Yeah.
He said, the days of mourning for my father. Oh,
Right.
he was ready. He was with it. I'm gonna go kill this nigga.
Right.
He done took my birthright.
And pursue them to this day.
Yes,
And pursue us to this day.
I got super free, bro. God damn.
Oh, that's some dudes over there. They called them bug
I
outs.
want to come back out.
Yeah, they called them bug outs.
This is Matthew chapter 24. We start at verse 9. It says, start verse 8. Matter of fact, start at verse 7. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. Right? All these are the beginning of sorrows. And that's what we're seeing. All these things that we're seeing are the beginning of sorrows, man. With the whole ICE situation. They starting to run down on things that are going, right? We're seeing the wars and the proxy wars and all that. Russia got China and them all linking up together. Right? They're fighting against it all. They're basically fighting for the lands that they believe belongs to them. They want it back. That's what they're fighting for. All right? But at the end of the day, y'all fighting for stuff that was given to y'all. Well, like it's going to Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So y'all fighting for the earth that was given to y'all. It's about to be taken away from you.
All right.
You know? It was only everything has an aspiration. Y'all time is expired. The time is coming to an end, man.
Right.
You know, it's time to get y'all off the shelf. You know, put the rightful rulers of this earth on the shelf, man. That's going to rule forever. All right. It says all verse 8 again back in Matthew 24:8. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Wow.
What we were saying. You know, they got these plans and everything already set up. They know who they coming after. They know who they've been watching us on YouTube and everything.
Right.
Years ago. They got surveillance watching the rules and all the everyday life.
Right.
You know? So it's nothing new. But they're just trying to create that narrative. And that's why we're always known for the blame. So what they're trying to do is make you seem to be a violent person.
Yeah.
A radical. You know, just like they did with 9/11. Now you're starting to see more stuff about 9/11. I forgot about that because that time just came in fast. You know, so I know it's another false flag about that. And this is what's going to be on the magnitude that man's going to bring this country to their knees, man. Watch. That wasn't no coincidence with this guy, man. What they did with that. So just expect some backlash. And you haven't had nothing like this happen since fucking JFK.
Right.
And I said that when Trump first got in the office, I'm talking about not this time, the first time. And him, he had on the same suit that JFK had on when he got hit. Matter of fact, no, my fault. It was his wife, Melinda, whatever the fuck her name is. She had on the same outfit that Jackie Kennedy had on when Kennedy got killed in that car. She had on the same outfit. Now they did that bullshit ass so-called attempt on his life. But over there in Pennsylvania, now this shit happened to the guy in Utah. That's supposed to be his right-hand man. Like, come on, man. This is all an agenda. And it's all a part of, they're all puppets, man. Being pushed across the board. And they know we know it. We're not ignorant to seize the license.
We always know something happens around September 11th, right? That was September 10th, but we know everything happens around
You know they deal with numbers,
right?
astrology,
Exactly.
things of that nature. We just had the blood moon recently.
And yo, right after that, that's when the war got
I think it's happening.
That's crazy.
Right after the Sabbath. So they deal with that type of chemistry on the left-hand side.
It says back in Matthew chapter 24:10, it says, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Damn, that's what we're coming to, man. I just said doggy dog word. Yeah, that's what we're coming to. It already is. Just imagine it's going to be on a level. It's going to go on a higher level that you never saw before. A lot of people going to be offended in us. They already offended.
All right. Hey, we're already public enemy number one.
That's why the scripture says, blessed is he that's not offended in it.
Right.
We can't talk about slaves, but y'all got us as slaves.
Right.
You know? That's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah. Hey, well,
It's like Daniel was a captive of the Judites. We're captives of all our nation.
Right.
All these different tribes that we're from. So we're speaking out against it the same way that Yahweh Shah came and told us, and everything that prophesied the downfall of this place. Because all we're doing is talking prophecy. Tell you the end of this place, the beginning of ours, and the end of other places, and the beginning of them, that's history. It's all prophecy. So we want for speaking prophecy, fuck it. Come get us.
They just hypocrites. The biggest hypocrite walking this planet Earth.
That's right, brother.
You know, they do something and hide their hand. They act like ain't nothing happened.
That wasn't big.
Right.
Yeah, I can see the smoke coming out the barrel.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So that's why we gotta watch and pray.
Right.
So we understand. Because if you don't know who the enemy is, the scriptures tell you.
Right.
Never trust that enemy.
Right.
Who's the enemy? Well, clearly it says the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Who's the wicked?
Right.
Process of elimination. So it shows you the politics, the politicians,
Right.
the unjust laws that they pass, the bills, you know, it says in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 12, it says, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end, where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality.
They're doomed. Then this nigga calls prophets are doomed.
Doomsday prophet.
That's what the prophets. That's the scriptures tell you that.
Right.
So yeah, we supposed to. Yeah, he said the right words.
Huh.
You know, read that again. It's going to be the day. It's going to be the end of this place and the begin for the immortal. Who's the immortal? Start with the elect, the Israelites. You know, by these niggas, man, they wasn't out here the whole summer.
Right.
All of a sudden, it's like the niggas want to come like, yo,
Hey, they curse themselves.
yeah. All these series I've been coming out here dancing. What the fuck ain't nothing changed? So we've been coming out here prophesying, we see the prophecies happening.
Right. Entertaining Esau.
Bullshit.
Let's start from the top. 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 12. It says, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak, but the day of doom shall be the end.
That's right. So, yo, they think our end was going to be here. This is not our end. Now, also, this ain't our rest. No, Esau, this is your end, right?
Right.
This kingdom that we're in, this is it. This is the best you're ever going to have. But you had it with the Babylonians and all the Edomites there. Watch your years of foolishness. But this right here is it. It's the end all be all for you. As far as rulership wise, then you're going to go into slavery for 1,000 years. And after that 1,000 years, you're going to Obadiah 1:18, your ass is going to be eradicated. That's simple. That's the future for you. So you want to follow after Esau, or that's the future. You can, if you want to stand by that, if you can dig that, you gonna put on your big boy pants.
Right. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the
I
immortality.
said the end of this time, the day of doom. What's the day of doom? Why do you think they got a doomsday clock?
All right.
Why do you think they named it that? The Lord put that in their minds.
All right.
And it's in the scriptures. Because they dread that day. They really dread that day. That's why they keep trying to send it back some more open with the time keeps on. They say time keeps on slipping.
They say time waits for no man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Time keeps on slipping. Right? You know? Keeps moving forward. While y'all bullshit pussyfoot, you really not. The Lord has got that spirit on you. And when it comes time for him to put the spirit on you for you to do it, you ain't gonna have no choice but to do it.
Yeah.
You say ain't nothing to it but to do it.
It says, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is spring up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten the victory.
Right. So you ain't gonna be able to oppress it. It's gonna be a part of that number. All this oppression, man, y'all better put y'all foot on our next target, man. Because it's just coming, y'all time is over, man.
Time is up.
It's coming to an abrupt halt. You know? Matter of fact, can you grab Job 20 and 23 real quick?
Hey, the scripture say,
Going into them losing their time is up.
have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
It's 426.
Yeah, and that's why we everybody's enemy, because we telling you the truth.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they have to spin the narrative as if so they false accuse us. They're slanderers.
That's the scripture I wanted to. I told you about that.
Yeah. This book of Job, chapter 20, verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly. This book of Job, chapter 20, verse 20. 19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor. Yeah. Because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. That's all over this world.
Our houses. We ain't built this house.
Yeah.
All the 12 tribes, their houses, man. You know, just like y'all got the house of Esau. You got the house of Israel, the house of David. You know, the house of David. You know? But y'all want to divide houses, want to take houses.
Right.
That y'all build not. Y'all didn't build this man, the Lord built this man.
Right.
So you put your hands on the apple of his eye. So what the hell you think you're going to do?
Right. And they said he violently taken away a house which he builded not.
Come on, what did y'all do to the Gadites, man?
Right.
You go out there in Lancaster, PA, where you had the Conestoga Indian massacre. You know, it's right there on it's a Fulton theory. You turn it to a Fulton theory like a little play area, but when you go to the back of the building, be honest, like a little small street, and it's a small ass sign that tells you about the Conestoga Indian massacre. Anybody's got to pay for it.
Right.
Y'all got to pay for the Trail of Tears which y'all did the guys.
Yeah.
Over there in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And y'all sent them all out to the West Coast, man. Slaughtered them out of them, man. You know? Y'all violently took houses, man.
The judgment is coming. Judgment has to come. You think you've escaped judgment because judgment hasn't been executed speedily. It's coming. And you can't do anything about it. Hey man, we warning you that it's coming. We giving you a heads, giving you notice. That's why you're so mad.
Give you eviction people.
Yeah.
This is the start of it.
Right.
Lord put his win out.
Yeah. We just messages. You mad at us? You really mad at Yahweh Bashim Shot because you weren't chosen.
Right, but it said the Lord hates you. They hated me before I hated
Right.
you.
It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desires.
Right, so he's not going to be satisfied. Right? He's not going to feel quietness. He's not going to be like, oh, I got this and it's cool now. No. He's never satisfied. Man. The Lord's about to take it away from you. You know?
Yeah.
Again, we don't own the rights to this music.
Right.
That's the niggas across the street.
Yeah, he's got an insatiable appetite.
Okay, exactly.
Can never be satisfied. That's why he just continues to take.
That's why I say I want it all.
Right.
That's like Alice and Cole type of saying. The hitter might say one everything. They want what it tells you in the scripture. It says they heap one to themselves. That's what is not theirs.
Right.
You know, all nations, kindreds, and tongues. You know, they never satisfied.
It says, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods.
Right. So it ain't gonna be nothing. It's gonna be nothing. It's all gonna be stripped from you, and it's going back to its rightful owners. I was watching a show earlier today, maybe it was yesterday, but they was talking about people was amazed at over there in London. I think it was the king or the prince or whatever, and they was talking about how expensive that the jewelry and everything. They was like, oh, how much you think this was? It's like, oh, 800 pounds, and this many pounds, and that 8,000 pounds, and I was just listening like, God damn, that's our stuff.
Right.
Y'all infatuated about what belongs to us. You know? The Lord really, he created everything for our sakes, man. And they was doing studies on how they started to see like our people, but really they got their eyes on the elect, man. They're most worried about them. They don't want them to get their powers.
Right.
It's like the X-Men. They got a X-Men. It's supposed to be like a parallel universe or whatever. But all the X-Men was jets.
Right.
Dark skinned people.
Hey, that's why they gotta really monitor us, because they know we're gonna get that spiritual power.
They like, what are they doing? What are they talking about?
Yeah.
What are they eating? What are they drinking? That's why them niggas with Nat Turner, when he slaughtered all them niggas like that. What they do? They killed that nigga and they ate him because they thought that they was going to get spiritual powers. That's how retarded Esau is, man. You know?
It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Right, he'll be in the streets. He's going to be in a difficult time. You know? Esau, you started to see difficult. Look at what's happening. All these nations acting coming against his place. It's crazy, yo. These are beasts that know what's going on. They're going to do it right now, man. They're not comfortable. They're not at ease right now. You know? That's why they're rushing moving in haste to do a whole lot of things and build these little bunkers and all that. And I guarantee they got an advisor right there in the White House with right now telling Trump, yo, this prophecy. Yo, this prophecy.
Right.
That says a red book. I said this years ago. It's a red book. And the only one that really got the interns that got real close to the president that allowed them to see that.
It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yo, what's happening there? What's happening? All these other nations coming against Babylon.
Right.
All of them. You know? All their hands are, they all wicked. You know? They're not Israelites. You're an Israelite, you're a wicked motherfucker. You're a part of that wicked community. We're the righteous. We're set apart. We're the lights of the earth. We was given the law, statutes, and commandments to be able to run this planet so and control all you other nations righteously. You other nations, y'all have no clue about that. And it shows you how y'all all had advisors of Israelites. That was an Israelite. Like the brother mentioned Joseph. You had then, men of that nature. Look at the Caesars, the good Caesars. How many brothers? 7, I think. Marcus Aurelius, men like that. Those are all men that they ran shit. They was just. It's in their nature to run things right.
And here we tell our people this, that we're the chosen people. We tell them to come back to and repent, come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the scriptures, turn back, right? And they look at us like we're crazy. And it's evident in everything that we're the chosen people.
They're like, nigga, we sleep.
Yeah. Even in our wickedness, we do it best.
Exactly.
Right, that's right. John 11 is the first time saying you are your father the devil. The lust of your brothers you will do. Because our people take the traditions and the customs of these other heathens and make it look good. Whether you want to wear these stones or these emblems and pray and worship these pagan holidays, which they make it the best looking, they make it attractive because ultimately Israel, meaning the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites.
Right.
We are the salt of the sea. So, no matter what our people do, it's naturally attractive. It's crazy.
Right.
And that's why the scriptures speak about how the other nations shall what? They wag their heads, clap their hands at our people. I believe in the book of Lamentations. Looking down on us. Because here we are, we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to cover it. But we're going through the worst of the worst right now. So all the other nations are looking down on us, making fucking merchandise on us. Coming to America and opening 7-Eleven, opening these wig shops, opening these Chinese stores.
Right in our neighborhood.
These heathens, they're making money in our neighborhoods, the ghettos.
But here's the thing, though. They use us to promote their goods, which allows their goods to go viral. So although they look down on us as a narrative, everybody else wants to be like us.
Right.
That's the crazy part. Even in this condition, they follow us. Right? Nothing's going to move without putting a so-called Israelite as the poster child for something, to make it look cool, to make it go viral. Just think about it. When Vlade Divac was out, who they put in there to talk about it? Rappers, entertainers, athletes, to promote that terrible message. Hey man, it's the same thing over and over again. But we're not ignorant, like the brother said earlier, of Satan's devices. The men of the Lord with the spiritual eyesight, we see it. We see right through you. That's why we're calling out. That's why they want to shut this YouTube down, because we call it out. They want this family of the word to come. It says, verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So hey, Esau Edom gonna be eating good, gonna have a full meal, right? He think everything gonna be good, right? Think he's gonna basically upset prophecy, especially these regular Edomites. They believe anything. Hey man, listen.
Patriotic
Yeah,
type of
right. Yeah,
six-figure patriotic
right.
Edomites in the
And know
outskirts.
nothing, no zero, but they just little peasants and follow, right? Hey, that's why they're gonna be shocked and say, basically, as the scripture said, roughly paraphrasing, hey, our forefathers have lied to us. We have been told lies.
Right.
Hey, these are the righteous people. Look what we did, right? Yeah. And it's coming. That day is coming.
That's right.
And we're hastening for that day to come. Because this is terrible. This place is terrible.
This ain't it.
Yeah, this is not it. It says, verse 23 again, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Woo!
You gotta get that in NLT, right? Get that in NLT.
Because what they think that I believe what's that in Psalms 49 and 11, if I'm not mistaken, where it speaks about they shall think that basically their kingdom to establish forever, to continue forever. You know? Yeah, something to that, effect. Because they never thought Rome was going to fall. They never thought Greece. They never thought Egypt. They never thought Nineveh, Syria, the Moabite, all these different captivities. They didn't think it was going to fall. It was referred to as, this is it, ancient Babylon the Great. Even going back to Noah, before the flood. Oh, nah, that's good. A flood coming from the sky? You crazy. But it's the same thing now. We're telling you, it's coming from the sky. It's gonna rain. The word says it. Now it's gonna be by fire though. That's our ultimate cleansing process. Because when you have a shine, that's heavy because what's heavy about it is that we was cleansed by water first. But when Yahushua came, he said we shall be cleansed by fire. So
he said you shall baptize with fire. He said I baptize in the water. That's when that comes after you. Baptize with the fire and the Holy Spirit.
That's right.
Keep that fire running. That's why he washed the earth first. Like
No. Come on. You got it. Come.
He said he cleansed the earth first with water. That was the washing. He washed it away. He said, boom, this time he's going to purge it with that fire because he came.
Right.
He came with the fire to bring. That's his, one of his, if you will, superpowers, man. It's the Lord gave him. He ordained him to be able to do that. Just like he ordained him to kill all the firstborn of the Egyptians. In ancient Egypt. So the Lord is a man of war. He's cool. He's calculated. I got that precept for you real fast. This is Psalms 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And
that shows you what? When you conquer a land, right? You take over that region, if you will. You name it after yourself. You got, all these different streets named after other men that conquered this region of land, right? Which originally was never theirs. But they wanted to continue, right? Because you got names that's referred to as these names going back to Greek, going back to Latin and Hebrew.
All you gotta do is look at Alexander, Greece. You know, Alexander, Egypt. Look at Pennsylvania. Look at America. You know, a lot of states is named after these lands. They changed the name though. Because first of all, that land was called Africa. Named after what? Scipio Africanus. And it was originally known as what? The land of Ham.
Right.
You know, going back into Abraham's day. The land of Ham. You know, the Hebrew. But now look. They changed the names and everything. They think that they're going to keep passing down, generations, and no, it's over. This is it. It's the last time you pass something down.
Hey, and even going back to the land of Israel with the what was it, the 3-day war? Right, they took over it, you know, but they're referred to as what? The Jewish, which we know as in the scriptures, which is the Edomites, going back to the Amalekites through the generations, you know, but they're pertaining to be, which is what? A land that they stole pertaining to be theirs. But really it's not theirs, because the scriptures say when the real Israelites go back to that land, we're going to be at peace.
Peace.
There's no
on earth.
peace over there, man.
Right.
We still headed to World War III,
Right.
you know,
And
which
that's
is the third war, which is the war to end all wars. You
wow.
know?
And that's peace throughout the earth too, right? Not just in that land, but peace throughout the earth. Because we're going to be ruling the world, the earth, in righteousness, right? So everyone's going to be looking at us. You know, that's why it says every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. So, and we're not going to deal with foolishness. Hey, you don't want to serve Yahweh Shema Shai? Hey, you're going to be out of here. It's going to be that simple.
Well, give me 1 Peter 3:16 about the show. Oh, you got that in the NLT?
Come.
I did what that was, Joel 20.
23.
Now they want to be quiet over there. Spirit shut their ass down.
It says the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 23 in the NLT. May God give them a belly full of trouble. May God rain down his anger upon them.
Right. Man, what's said, may God, the Most High, give them a belly full of trouble. That's a prayer. That's what encourages them. That's how you're supposed to pray. Come concerning your enemies, man. You know? You don't pray good things for them, man. You pray for their demise. You pray for their downfall, man. The same way they pray for yours. You know? Look what King David did. You know, he asked to be delivered from him. He asked a lot of them for them to be bad things that happen to them, man. But if it's given in their hands, they're going to do it to you. That's the purpose of you praising the Lord, man. Stay out the hands of the wicked, man. Right. You got it, bro. That's it. That 1 Peter 3:16. But no, all these things that they're doing, the Lord is going to disappoint them, man. They're all going to be disappointed. Even with their own missiles that they're shooting. They think it's going to help them. They think it's for their gain. No, it's not. It's for your demise, your downfall, your subtraction. You've been given kingdoms. You know, throughout time, throughout history, you've been given kingdoms. Start with that statue, man. That's why I was broken down. All the way to the end. Us being at the foot of the statue. What else is left? What for Yahweh Shah to come and destroy? That stone that was made without hands, that was carved out without hands.
Right. Because that was the feet of it. The feet of it shows that that's the enemy. You know? And it tells you the 10 toes has been divided. Remember Yahweh Shah spoke about a house being divided against itself shall not stand. You know? So we've seen America, Babylon the Great, and their allies, you know, all this conflicted behaviors, you know, leading up to World War III, where their allies is leaving to other superpowers, letting the weak say I'm strong, you know? It's showing you the weakness of this place, man. They're not going to stand too much longer. They're on their last leg, literally. You know, and with us, with the Lord sending these men, Lord willing, little men, with his words being declared to bring down strongholds, right? This place is not going to stand, man.
America, you know? You're not even on a leg. You're on a toe. Your big toe. That's all you got left.
Like a,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like a ballerina. Like a
yeah. Right. That's what you got. Sorry, not sorry. You know, you got Jake holding on to this thing. What's that movie where you're like, he gonna sleep in the big house? He's like, who that thing on that nag?
Oh, the Django.
Yeah. He gonna sleep. He gonna sleep on that big house. Yeah.
That's how the angels look.
Right.
I saw angels on horses. I saw servants on horses.
Yeah.
Kids in the field. So
It says,
that's definitely.
Yeah.
I got Isaiah chapter 47, verse 13. It says, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and say thee from these things that thou shalt come upon thee.
Yo, that's crazy because that's like the Daniel time. The Chaldeans and all the sorcerers and the wise men of Babylon. They couldn't, you know, that's being sarcastic. Like, yo, let them tell you what's going to come before them. Even going to Jeremiah's time, he went through it. You know, what was that? King Zedekiah, one of them. And they was trying to tell us, kind of like, oh, there's like, we'll fight against the Babylonians. They're going to win. Then Jeremiah was like, no, the Lord is simply because of all the wickedness that y'all done, all the idols that y'all set up. So he's like, you're supposed to go under rulership under them with the punishment. And they'll be spared. If you fight against them, they're not going to be spared. And they went against what Jeremiah was saying. They just listening to those false prophets, man. You know? But in Daniel time, Nebuchadnezzar slaughtered them niggas, man. You want to play with them, man? You know? It's going to come around again. All these niggas, they're going to be slaughtered once again, man. You know? A lot of men is numbered to the sword. Some of it is numbered to salvation, man.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 16. Having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you, as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in Hamashiach.
That's what's going to happen. Those devils, they're going to read that one more time. They falsely accuse us.
Right.
This is good conversation that will happen in Yahweh Shah and Mashiach. But we're telling you about the downfall of this place. We're telling you about his kingdom. We're telling you about the slaves that we're going to have. That's a good conversation. You know? Because you don't think that they're sitting around at their round table talking about the slaves that they have here and the agendas that they have that they want to go forward with. But pursuing the book of Job to 20 and 23, it's not going to happen, man. You know? Why do you think the Lord's going to rain it down on their heads, man? And what's going to be that rain? Those thermonuclear missiles.
Hey, and I tell you, there is hell to pay for all this mocking and scoffing and backbiting and spying out our liberties, especially when they send our own people to do it. There is going to be judgment to pay, hell to pay for all of that, right? Because you basically going against your own people, your own power for Esau Edom. For what? Some crumbs? For what? A little bit of acknowledgement? A pat on the back? Hey, good job. You did a great job for us. Yeah.
And they're still going to destroy it.
Yeah. But you're going to have a hell of a judgment from Yahweh Bashim Shai. You are setting up your own brother.
Look at Judas.
Hey, Judas go.
Guts burst.
Hey.
In front of everybody.
Hell, it's going to be a big judgment if you're not receiving judgment right now.
Yo, with what Yahweh Shai told you, this is a heavy statement he said. He said it would be better that he was not born
Right.
than to betray the Son of Man. That's crazy. That's saying a lot. It was better that you were not born. You know? Likewise with this man, it was better that you wasn't born than to go against a man of God. Because there's no wings, man.
Right. You ain't got no wings in your casa. Hey, and guess what? You got a whole book of life. You got a whole manuscript to follow. You choose not to follow it, and then you scoff and mock and backbite the men that actually want you, is trying to help you. It's giving you the healing. It's giving you real food. Right? But you turn your way against them. Well, you really turn your way against Yahweh Bashim Shai. You're offending your creator because you want to follow after the devil. You want to follow after a lie. You want to follow after death because that's what you're doing. We showing you the way. We showing you the righteous way. You ain't got no man of the Lord that's going to tell you to do something wicked. Meanwhile, they do everything wicked possible. It's the book of Peter, 1 Peter, chapter 3, verse 16. Having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you.
You gotta have a good conscience, you know. That's what's coming, man. They about to start speaking evil of us, man.
Oh, they do it already, been doing it.
But it's about to get that much more vicious.
Yeah.
Where your own people that you grew up with or whatever, that know you, that think they know you, whatever, that say they know you, they're gonna start turning on you.
Oh, they're gonna point you out.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, they really was into that.
Yeah, him right there. And this is where he's at. I've already had that. But people telling this is where he goes out speaking.
That's how they got the mindset of the mob. They really got them scared. That's why the Lord tell you, fear on those things.
Right.
What do we got to fear? With the Lord, if you believe it, you already know the victory's already won.
Right. Hey, that's the spirit. I put up a video this morning called "Fear Not." That's the spirit. You just said that. Yeah. Because that's what they want. They want us to have some fear.
Yeah.
Do what you do. We know who we fear. It says.
What it say real quick?
Come on.
It says we're supposed to be on the narrow gate, right? The narrow path, because everybody's not fit to walk in that narrow path. In that understanding, they're going to be scattered abroad, like seeds that scattered over the right? So where we at? We in the great altar, right? So there's going to be mass burnings. There's going to be mass fire and judgment. You know? Like it says, this world is not by water, but by fire. You know? And that's going to be that judgment. Like the second death. You know, if I may real quick, real swift, about Rashad. In the book of St. Matthew, chapter 12, verse 30, it says, he that is not with me is against me, and he that is gathered not with me scattered abroad. So these people are going to be scattered abroad in these things, you know, in broad places. You know? Just taking that chip, taking them, you know, whatever, trying to save their lives, not going through that narrow path. Because right here is the narrow path. Everybody walks around us. You know, we right here, we in the cut. You know, it's not too many of us. The Lord don't deal with too many people. You know, he deals with quality, not quantity. You You know, and that's when they're gonna know, like, yo, Carthage was among us at that time. You know,
Hey, we got something again to fill your belly so that you won't be hungry. Because if we was here giving out food, guess what? We have a line all the way up to classes.
yeah, just like the countries.
Yeah, we have a line all the way up to the campus. But this is the real food. This is the food. And you rejecting it. But hey, you marking yourself. You've marked yourself.
You know what? That's heavy because that's why. Remember when Yahweh Shai, when they all, there was a multitude that followed him when he fed them. I believe it was 3,000, 5,000 with the bread and
Fish
the
and
fish.
fish.
Right? He said what? He made mention. He said they consider not the miracle of the loaves. You know, meaning that they followed them, not realizing how they was being fed, not realizing the miracles on how he did it, how he was performing those acts in front of their faces. You know what I mean? So they considered not the miracle, because a lot of things are done miraculous if you think about it. Brothers in their day-to-day lives, we go through shit, we're like, damn, the Lord really got us. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, the fact that we wake up and breathe is a miracle. The way they put shit in our food, the way they set us up, probably poisonous, I'm sure. Matter of fact, there's no doubt in my mind that we've been poisoned. A whole lot of stuff.
So we gotta eat our food the Father wanted to eat.
Right.
That's like with Apostle Paul, man. That's how you know the Lord got his hands on him too. And he got bit by that poisonous snake. He kept going. He was looking to see what he was going to die.
Right.
He was like, everybody knows a poisonous snake. He was
Right.
like, damn, when is this still going to die? He just got bit. And he's still going. You know, that's the Lord's protection, man. What you got, brother?
This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 16.
The Lord going to disappoint all your fucking plans.
Right. Having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you, as of evildoers, and all we do is righteousness.
Exactly. That's it. Because, of course, righteousness looks evil. It's what evil wants.
Right. Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Of course, them niggas is evil.
Right.
They want you can have multiple women. That's bad.
Right.
The fuck is to repopulate the society.
Right.
You know,
Building a nation.
It makes it easy on everybody around. But you can have one white woman.
Ain't like that. Ain't like that. Yeah.
But we can send our children to these schools around all these different heathen women and teach them fucking bullshit.
Right.
You know, that's crazy.
Hey, we gonna follow the Bible. We don't give a damn what your book said. We don't give a damn what you think. We don't care how you go about your life. We're gonna follow the Bible. And this is for our women too. If you don't like the fact that we got multiple women, hey, that's on you. We're gonna follow the Bible.
We're gonna get in subjection one day.
Yeah. So we're gonna follow the Bible. If you really thought about reincarnation, we've already dealt with them women before. You know, and if they really had a humble spirit, they would know that the men of the Lord are going to save their household, save women. So what they would really want to do is help out their own sister to be saved by righteous men. So you would actually understand this thing at a different level. They can't even get that. Yeah, they can't get that. Many men can't get that. Can't even understand that we will save households. So if we have multiple households, guess what? Now you got your sister being saved. Now you got other children being saved. Right? You so damn wicked and selfish. You think somebody belonged to you. You can't get it. Yeah, you can't get it.
I'm the Lord's man.
Right.
That's what I tell them. They talk that bullshit. You're my man. No, I'm not.
Right.
I said, you're my woman.
Right.
Well, technically, I'm dealing with you.
Yeah.
My mind is confusing.
And hey, and dig this.
Your husband.
But most of the time, they dealing with you when you dealing with another woman anyway.
Exactly.
And then they turn around and be upset.
Exactly. They want to control you.
Right. Right.
Now
It's
once they
crazy.
like, I got him. He's just all about me. Then they go and shit with you.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Thinking they know things too. You know nothing. The Lord has deprived your wisdom. Just be quiet.
Them bitches be having dreams and cheating. Well, that's what they say cheating. They really be mad at you.
Right.
I had a dream cheating.
Right.
No, bitch, go back to sleep.
Right. And there's no such thing.
Exactly.
This is a lawful. It's actually a righteous thing. But they used to say in the scriptures, this man was mighty because he had 10 wives, 25 children. Right? Yeah. This man was mighty because of this. Because of this. Now, what our women say, oh, you got all these kids. You just like the stereotype. No, dummy. You don't understand the scripture. We following the Bible.
You just wanted all my kids.
Right. Yeah, you big dummy. Yeah, be like Sarah said, you big dummy.
Yo, my kid's grandma, she was just busy with my nephew. I just found this shit. I said, God damn. But he on that Islam shit anyway. But this nigga got 17 kids. 17 baby mothers. I said, God damn. I said, yo, hey, man. I ain't
That's
mad.
righteous. That's actually righteous.
You spread your seed around.
Yeah, that's righteous. But they got it in this world where it's wicked. Because they're backwards. I say, I'm following the Bible. That's all I'm going to tell everybody now. I'm going to follow the Bible. I don't give a damn what you think. I don't care what you say. And guess what? I don't care what you do. But what I'm going to do is follow this Bible.
How else are we going to be fruitful?
Right. And I'm going to show you where it says it in the Bible, right? Where you can show me what you think. Where you getting it from? You get it from Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's where you get your way of life from. Right? Yeah.
Matter of fact, look it up, real friends. How many wives did Abraham? Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
Abraham, Jacob,
Moses.
Jacob, Moses, David,
Yeah. Solomon. A lot. There's a lot.
I can't think of one great man when they talk about his wives, they only had one.
And it was completed at the time of that purpose.
Look at Job. Look at Job had wives.
Yeah.
Concubines.
That's the substance. That's like the brother said. That's the way he is. That's why he was great. He was this.
Right.
Jacob worked for Rachel for 14 years. He still had other women. And he dealt with. But he still had other women.
Yeah, it said Abraham had 2 wives and 1 concubine.
So he had more than one. Yeah, because the concubine was had that. You know what I'm saying? But it always talks about Sarah. That's the main one. That's the two you hear about. You hear about Sarai, you hear about Hagar.
Yeah. And Sarah, because he had the holy seed, Isaac.
Exactly.
And he had Keturah.
So that's and this how you know this is hell. Because to have one woman here is hell.
Man, right now, other men from other nations laugh at us. You saw that video? He was like, you got what?
He said, one way.
He couldn't stop laughing. He could not stop laughing. So even to this day, he started cracking up.
Happy guy.
That's right.
Because they know in these overseas, these heathens, they know that, you know, when Jake say, oh, it takes a village. It takes a village. Well, if it takes a village, then it takes multiple wives for that one man to create a village with multiple children, land, you know, and to have an establishment on that land, which we know is not going to happen now, but in ancient time, that's how we flourished.
Right.
You know?
It's a natural thing, but they got it as a wicked thing. And that's why it says, you know, roughly paraphrasing, woe to them that call good evil and evil good. That's all they're doing. You know, but hey, true men of the Lord we're not tolerating that. We don't want to hear none of your nonsense. All right? And we don't care. Do you? We want to do us by the Bible. We want to live our life by the Bible. And not be scared to live it like that. And not be scared to just say it. Right? Especially to our women. Because they think they ain't run something. You're not my equal.
Exactly. Yup. That's crazy, man. That's the part we got to Matter of fact, grab that first Corinthians, man. It's at the head of the man. Just the back of the blood of the seal. You read that scripture. That's First Corinthians. I want to say 12.
You always got something to say.
They always try to say me.
Always got something to say.
Do this 50. Ain't no fucking 50. I'm the head. You're the second, just like the woman. It was a one woman. She's complaining, so she's like, "Oh, well, women, you have a significant, and we're not the weaker vessel." Well, you're saying they're not the weaker vessel. You're going against.
Yeah, you're going against the Bible. But you love Jesus.
Yeah.
But everything you say, you actually go against the Bible. You're not going against us per se. You're actually going against the Creator.
That's Christianity.
Yeah.
Christianity got these people fucked up.
Now, in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3, but I would have you know that the head of every man is
This is order. The head.
Yeah, order.
It ain't say. That's like Yahweh Shah said, "Oh, me and Yahweh is equal." That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. He would never say nothing like that.
Right.
Because that's out of order.
Right. And our women are out of order. And when you think about it 2 generations ago. What did our great-grandmothers do? They served the man first. Right? That's why the scriptures say a new thing has entered earth. A woman shall surpass a man. But if you look at our great-grandfathers and grandmothers, how they acted, hey, the woman knew that the man was head of the household. When there was a big family gathering, what would happen? What would the mother do? Go right to the husband, give him that plate, and get his plate. What's happening today? What's happening today? What's the saying right now? Women first, ladies first.
They showed you that in our Boys in the Hood. It's like, man, when the niggas came out there grabbing the food, like, oh, let's let these ladies eat first, man.
Simple, yeah, it's simple. Mama's boy simple, but we got to go to the old ways. Show us the old paths, right? And they did things in order. The women were more in order.
Like Big Mama, they like, man, I don't care if you're dealing with this other woman. I'm taking care of it. I got mine. I got this.
Right. They know. They knew back then. Yeah. Right. Because Esau done put it in the music, done put it in the movies about how our women are supposed to react and respond to this.
Rest of the ones that know the Israelites. They're going to try to. You can only have what's first.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I know you're off.
Right.
Because you want to, that you're Israelite, cool, fry, and all that. But you still want to try to get to something.
Yeah, you want to try to control something.
Yeah. And just listen.
You want to control something.
Play role. I'm going to keep you occupied. But you could, not going to start with it.
Yeah, and then you simp men, this is just the truth.
Exactly. That's why they go through the scene of 1 Peter 3:16.
Yeah.
But they're going to speak elements, man. You know? They're going to speak all types of elements, man. What's up, sis?
Says 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2. Now praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances.
Yeah, in all things. According to the order. So that you remember me in all things, but remember the Lord in all things. It's like remember the Lord in all things, man. You got it, bro.
It says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach. Yahweh Shah.
We all call Jesus Christ. That's the head of the man. Yahweh Shah Mashiach. All right?
And the head,
dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah.
That's right. It says, and the head of the woman is the man.
And women don't like to hear that.
Right. Yeah, say that again. Yeah, I was going to say
that again. Loud. Say it with your chest.
Right.
It says, and the head of of the man, of the woman, is the man. And
Right.
the head of Hamashiach Yahushua is Yahweh.
That's right. That's
Right.
complete order. Who's the head of Yahweh? Nobody.
Right.
You know? That's the ultimate.
That's the ancient of days.
Right.
Exactly.
And so if you're in order, are you going to tell somebody that's basically over you what to do,
Exactly.
when to do it, how to do it?
Exactly. You don't go to
That's
your
like
job.
us, yeah. That's like us telling Yahweh Shai, hey, you need to do this.
You need to
That's like
come back
Yahweh
down.
Shai going to Yahweh saying,
Yeah.
you need to do this. So it's
Exactly.
an order.
That's your supervisor.
Right, it's an order.
That's like
Hey,
Yahweh
supervisor.
Shah going to Yahweh. You need to send me back right there. Matter of fact, I'm going.
Right,
Imagine that.
Right.
Imagine that.
Yeah,
You fucking crazy.
yeah.
Shit.
Our women are
Can't
out
even-
of order.
Yeah. You bitch ass nigga. You think
Right.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you talk right there. Because King David put that woman to fuck up with no children.
Right.
That's the power of the men.
And hey, right. Right. And you men that meddle in other men's business, death is coming to you. You women that meddle in a man's household, death is coming to you too.
And that's going to be your judgment.
And that's judgment. And that's just righteous judgment.
Okay, matter of fact, damn, that you said that. I think it was a woman, man. It was, I think it had to be like one of the northern tribes. Well, it was broad daylight. It had to be a hotel. Dude had a knife. He ran this woman down, stabbing her the fuck up. I'm bad. Two men kept trying to stop him. You know, my man would not stop. So like they kept trying to hold him back. He came at them, they backed up. There's two of them. Y'all couldn't do this nigga. Anyway, he ended up cutting the front. He decapitated this woman in front of everybody. Broad daylight. Kicked their head, let it roll down in the parking lot. And there was people standing right there. The fire department came and pulled out. He went and grabbed their head. Walked to the trash can, threw it in there, came out. And the people that were standing like at the gates, they was oh shit, trying to get away from him. And he just walked off.
And hey, don't be simple. We're not promoting men to
hell
do
no.
anything.
Hell
And guess what? We're not going to do anything to anybody.
Fuck no.
What we're saying, the Creator's judgment is going to be death upon you because you're,
spirit for vengeance.
yeah, but you're out of order against the Bible. So that's going to be your judgment.
That's right. We ain't
You know?
out there doing,
Yeah, we're not doing any of that.
What's going to happen?
Right. Yeah.
Yo, the 2/3 going to be the ones that do it.
Right.
They're going to be the ones. Because they already, look at the judgment that's coming on the women now, man.
Right.
You know? Look at all the judgment that's happening to proud women, man.
Yeah. And when all hell's breaking loose, you're going to run back to a man of the Lord. Yeah. When all hell breaks loose, you're going to try to run back to a man of the Lord. And we ain't going to try. We don't want to hear it. And we told you.
That headless woman now, I bet you she said she ain't you know that. That's it.
Right.
She ain't saying nothing right now. She ain't speaking. You know? All that random provocative pose and all that. These men, y'all when the prison gates get released, and you got men that were sitting there 30, 40 years, 50 years, and they're sitting there over a woman and she out here doing, man, what? Y'all women got hell to pay.
Hey, there was a story that I saw, and I can't remember where it was from. Might have been Philly though. That this woman, this guy went to jail, so he gave all his businesses to the woman, right? And she spending all this money, flaunting it, being an influencer on YouTube, right? They said she took her son to the barbershop. He ran that barbershop, dumped him.
I saw that.
See that? Yeah.
I saw that.
Muslim boy, yeah.
Hey, that's what's coming down the
Yeah.
pipeline, man. Okay, brother. You gotta go quick.
158.
That just shows you the love of many. Because wickedness shall abound. The love of many shall wax cold. Because what? Yahweh Shai even told us that a man's foe shall be given down his own house. So you're going to have all these different people turning each other, right? You know? You're seeing it now. You're small scale. You know, so just wait till people can't eat. Or people are money. They can't take money out their ATM.
Right.
You know, where's all that love at now?
Or violence is just they be knocking out these windows, ransacking stores.
Where's the love
Yeah.
at?
Rape is going to be abundant. You come out that street, you gonna get. Ain't nobody gonna ask you nothing.
And
You
they
gonna
gonna
get
want to
taken.
cup up. Yeah,
You get taken.
that's gonna go back to the ancients.
Yeah, you gonna get taken.
They're gonna grab it, but they ain't gonna be paying no shekels to the Father.
Right.
That time.
Right. It's gonna be all hell's gonna break loose.
It's gonna be like a barter system.
I'm gonna trade you 5 riches for a bottle of water.
Just like I believe it was in the book of Kings. If I'm not mistaken, when a woman tried to check out with the king, with the child, you know, when they committed cannibalism, and that actually happened. You know? This book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 9. It says, "Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Get ear unto my speech."
All right, yo, that's what I'm telling you. And the speech is coming through what? The men. As I read to you earlier, 1 Corinthians 11 chapter, about the order. Since the women don't like order, you're going to be put back into subjection, into order, underneath the ones that you hate the most. Then y'all going to be looking at Esau like, oh, who is that? Because right now y'all look at it because he's in control. Our women love goodies, man. But we're able through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace, like the Al-Bashi outside, Bashi al-Khafadash, to be able to endure hard times, man. To be able to go against the grain of this place. And stand firm. That's why I said you saw the souls of those that was beheaded that stood so stiffly and firmly for the name, man. The name is very important, man. That's one of the most majorest things in this Bible, man, is the name. If you can't get the name right, who are you calling on, man? Niggas talking about Elohim and Yeshua and all this stuff. What you call on those names in that time?
Right.
And see if it's delivered, man. The Lord gave us specific names to call them. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You call any other names, you ain't gonna make it, man. And you damn sure ain't part of your life. And the Lord can take that, and even if you know the name and you ain't a part of life, the Lord can take that name away from you in that time. So you can't call him. Do what he want to do.
God. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name.
That's a major point. Buy or sell. All you niggas that was talking everything. Oh, yo, that's why I see Revelations, because it's going to be revealed and it's been revealed to the ones that can receive it. The ones that can't receive it, they're going to take it. Then they'll be revealed to you that you was lied to. And the ones that said don't take it, that's telling you the truth. Start with the apostles and elders of Bristol, the great millstone, with this mark, which is the charagma. You're not supposed to take it because that is the C hit, the RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. So if you take it, you're going to find out the hard way. Bottom line.
Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And his number is 636.
Now in this book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture.
You make the wine instead of the wine of spirits.
Right.
It's destruction. That's that wine.
Into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be thrown into the fire and brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb, and the smoke of their atonement ascended up. So like it says, ascended up forever and ever. And they had no rest day nor night. who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
Try to tear this shit up.
Yeah.
Yo, that's like some church music. It's one of the Christians.
Oh, that's that dude on that bike.
One of the bike.
Yeah. Yeah, you see him jamming on the bike right? That's him.
And yo, that's
his madness.
Yo, see that? These niggas Babylon 2 stout. Hearing that dumbass Christian music. Right now, dickhead. Yeah, he think that he saved all that.
Right.
You can't tell him nigga like that nothing because he think he saved. That's why he nodding. He looking at everybody else like everybody else is sinning. First of all, nigga, you probably got a bald ass head. You don't got no goddamn beard on your face, and you're capable of growing. Anyway, man. Lord's willing, you know you got something out of this cat, man. It's edifying. So next week we're gonna get more praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. That watches the apostle of the Christian great millstones. I'm the salutations to the elect. So next week we're gonna sing the Waffle Waffle Bomb.
Waffle.
Bomb that shit up.
Yes.
Give him so all. Give him so all. Give him so all from the windows to the walls.